Hi, my name is Aaron and this is my show, Re-Education. I want to talk a little bit more about something I brought up a couple of weeks ago, and that would be the mass line. Now, a lot of you may be confused. What exactly is a mass line? Is it some kind of really, really long line? No. So basically, the mass line is from the masses to the masses. It's a methodology of basically getting towards socialism by basically creating a ground campaign that goes out and educates people on socialist ideas. So, for example, you would have a small group of individuals who are well educated in socialism going around and talking to their neighbors, their friends, their family members about socialist solutions to the problems that they may have that are economical or so forth. So, for example, if, say, your neighbor just finished losing his job, you could go to your neighbor and say, hey, listen, it's unfortunate that you lost your job, but a way that you would not have to lose your job next time would be to involve yourself in something known as a worker co-op. And they would ask you, well, what is a worker co-op? And you could explain to them, well, a worker co-op is a worker-controlled and operated business, basically, that allows the workers in the business to control what to produce, when to produce, how to produce, and what to do with the profits, which is something that Richard Wolff from Democracy at Work talks about. And if you want to know more about worker co-ops, I would suggest going to the Democracy at Work website and looking into it a little bit more there. So that is basically an example of how a mass line idea could be played out in the general public by just you yourself going and talking to your neighbor. Now, that would be the start of a mass line. Now, imagine this. You have a lot of small, decentralized groups doing exactly what I'm saying, going to their neighbors, going to their friends, going to their family members, and talking to them about socialist solutions to any problems that they may have. Now, we have this happening in several different locations all at once, creating basically a Trojan Horse effect, where if you're able to actually get some of those socialist ideas moving, like having worker co-ops and so forth, then basically you are able to rot capitalism from the inside. It's a lot like how in Star Trek, The Next Generation, when they got the Borg Q and they wanted to reprogram him so that he would send basically a virus back to the rest of the Borg collective, and basically the virus was the idea of autonomy. Right? Pretty interesting. It's a very similar concept. We would be sending in as a virus the idea of a worker co-op. Now, why do I think that a worker co-op is the best method for going about a mass line? Basically, because a worker cooperative is by definition a small microcosm of a communist society, of a socialist society. Like I said, the workers own and control the means of operation. They get to choose what to produce, when to produce, how to produce, and what to do with the profits. So clearly, that is a small version of what we're basically trying to accomplish. And if we're able to create enough small pockets of worker cooperatives by using a mass line formula, then I personally believe that we can actually use the system itself to subvert itself. All capitalist industries are designed for you to have to work for them to create a surplus profit that they can take and keep for themselves. Now, if you have a worker cooperative situation, what do you think the workers would choose? Would they choose to give their surplus labor value to the capitalists who own the business? Or do you think they would choose to instead quit that capitalist job and go work for a worker cooperative where they get to keep their surplus labor value to themselves, inevitably creating a person who is making far more money doing the exact same job? Now, it seems to me that capitalism just simply cannot compete with this. So that should be our goal, as far as I'm concerned, is to create a mass line that has the goal of going towards worker cooperatives. That's it. It's so simple. This has been Reeducation. My name is Aaron. Thanks for watching.